because Rory and Mal aren't so vocal, people can just say like their podcast is trash.
What do you mean by that? By not vocal? We put out at least 6 hours of audio every week. What is not vocal about that?
Well, they're not vocal about their success, right? So
Why should they be?
Because people say like they're trash, they're garbage, they and
what? So what is the reward? And I'm sorry for cutting you. I'm just going to be. This is my time to spar. What's the upside of them addressing? When someone, so theoretically, if you really want to take a step back, everyone that's saying these things has a job.
Yeah.
I would assume. Some are probably unemployed, which would embolden the point I'm about to make. That would be like us going to, the Reddit community or whoever and be like, why talking about our success? Show me the contract you signed with the current company you work for.
I was more so talking about like just the idea that, because I seen Joe do this where he put this picture up of all the monthly listeners, all of this, all of that. That's what I meant by being more vocal. Like, these are our successes, and people are allowed to kind of craft your narrative. And I think Ian Dunlop, when he sat down on the show, he's like, you got to address the narratives about you being a trash podcast, even though you're very successful.
I mean, to your point, like all of those metrics are available to everybody publicly. It's not like we're hiding behind. It's not like the way in which Apple doesn't release their numbers because people know that they're significantly behind Spotify in terms of like downloads and streaming. So like it's not like there's our shit's in a lockbox and no one can have access to it. If you just look shit up, like, and then from there form your own opinion. If it's not as if it's charting not as high as you thought, make fun of it. If it's better than you expected, then you probably won't say anything because it'll probably annoy you that it's doing better than you thought it was.
Yeah, that's definitely.
But it's like I just don't see the value of like us jumping in because there's moments where we'll shoot to one because of some trending story like the Chris Brown thing. I'm sure shot it, but it's like why I think that's suffering from the same thing that we personally as a podcast often critique artists for doing when your rollout is going number one. We talked about it with Khaled and Tyler. When your brand, your identity is going number one and you don't, what's your backup?
I think things like saying how, because I assume you guys have high retention, being that people really connect with y'all on a deep level. Like the people who rock with y'all.
So you know that. So why does it matter that if I've put a stat like we have an 80% retention? Why does that matter?
Because the casuals see that.
Gives a fuck what I'm not saying it gives a fuck what they think. I'm just saying like what is us going on the podcast and telling a fan, guys, we have people listen to our third ad longer than the others. Like that doesn't matter.
I think it does matter. Like
why?
If you put out these front-facing statistics, the narrative about you being a fledgling podcast probably goes away because you have all of this data. You have a one sheet. Exactly what homie did. He put out these numbers. Maybe they're not the realest numbers. Maybe they're contrived, but they're marketing, they're branding. The show.
But the people that need to know those things, like our deal with the Sirius deal ended, and we were looking around talking about the people that need to see those things have access to those things because there's dollars involved and there's contracts involved.
Yeah,
I'm like not even on some like protect our ego and brand shit. On some like a genuinely curious, I don't understand why. I think in the same way in which rappers buy flashy chains and like I think there's a lot of tropes in hip hop that I think are stupid. Like I have a lot of my friends that I hold close in this space are quietly buying real estate and flipping homes, and growing wealth that way. You can't throw that on a chain. You're also not going to share the deed to your home to the internet and be like, look what I bought. Yeah. That's not, you know what I mean? Like it's just go about your business, accumulate wealth, go about your success quietly. The richest people aren't going around in like, gaudy chains and like just looking like an idiot. I think that's such an old school hip hop trope that you need to wear your wealth or your success.
This is the media business though.
Bro? I talk in a mic for a living. You want me to have a chain on and share my numbers? Like that's so fucking.
No,
it's a $1,300 chain from David Yurman.
Like I'm thinking about earn your leave Earn Your Leisure, the way they talk about their podcast.
That's their brand. I know what you're doing. That's their entire podcast is talking about value.
Yeah,
that's their brand.
But why can't y'all talk about y'all
value? I don't even know what a fucking Bitcoin is, bro. Like,
but you can talk about the state of podcasting. You can talk about the traction you've built in your audience. You can talk about how you.
But it's all there. You can see it.
You can talk about how merch
go to
sells.
Social Blade. Like, you guys scour these fucking sites.
It's different when it comes from the source, man.
Why does it matter if we talk about it, bro? We grew 5,000 YouTube subscribers in the last 2 months. How's that?
What you say?
5,000 new YouTube subscribers in 2-3 months. How's that? Is that good? Is that a metric? You know what else that is? You know what else that doesn't reveal? Dollars. None of this shit. Like, it matters, but it's also not something that. Why does that? How does that affect a listener is kind of what I'm asking you. If you're already invested in the show and you care about the show.
It affects the perception of the brand. And you guys were built, well, not built, but you guys, Rory and Mal, come from a big rock star brand like the Joe Budden podcast with Rory and Mal. And you have these big fan bases that are heavily invested in seeing you guys positioned as garbage. Talking about Joe Budden's fan base, talking about Academics fan base, and they can curate a reality to make you seem like you are bozos who don't know what you're doing. Fine. And this brand stuff really matters.
Look, you keep talking. You keep us in your mouth. We're still in your conversation.
But that's because I care.
No, not you. I'm saying like the people that. No. I mean like the people that are on the.
Okay, I got personal.
We're A, they're B. No. I'm just saying like it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm the wrong person to speak about that stuff with because I genuinely don't look into that side of things.
Got it.